Looks like it's working now. I'm going to try and do some radar gun sight work, shooting practice. I haven't really been a fan of the radar gun sight on this, but I think it might actually work if I just give it a shot, just give it a chance. So you can cage and uncage the sight. There it is, it's caged, and then you hit this thing here and it uncages it, and then the rates gyro and radar. I'll keep it caged for the time being. So I guess you use a combination of both. There was a propeller plane that just flew by. It was I can't remember what it's called. It's the Russian trainer. It's the Russian trainer. Sorry, I was just reading that thing, trying to make sense of it. It's a trainer like a yak. It's a two-place trainer and aerobatic aircraft. It just flew by me before I started the stream. I actually tried shooting at it one time before on this server, and I hit it plenty, but it seemed to be having invulnerable mode switched on because it didn't do a single bit of damage. There's something down there. It's moving slowly. What could it be? Let's check it out. Are there any choppers in this? Not sure. The 1950s choppers were pretty archaic. There's something on the ground down there too, which could easily be anti-aircraft. Obviously have to watch out for that. The thing that I'm chasing is going beneath the trees. It's going to make it harder to spot. Now I'm getting shot at. Probably just got hit. That enemy's going beneath the trees. Probably lost track of it completely. There it is. Yeah, I'm getting shot at too. Yeah. Plane's a bit wobbly now. What is it though? What is it? Haha! Well, I hit him, but did it damage him at all? Not a single bit. He didn't get damaged by it. That's because those ones, for some reason, they've got invulnerability switched on. That's one of them yaks that I was talking about, the two-place trainer aerobatic aircraft. Can hit.
This is Sugar 50. Sending you one round, Willie Peter.
Willie Peter, what's that? White phosphorus. You can hit these, but it doesn't do anything. It's pretty low to the ground. I don't think it's suitable for radar. Let's try radar anyway. So I've now switched over to radar, which I can't even see. Yeah, there it is. Right. We'll try one pass on this plane with radar. I think because of all the terrain, it's going to be garbled signal. It's not going to work. Got a freaking mountain there as well. This is going to suck, I think. It's a bad approach. When you get too close, the radar gives up. Like when you're about 40 meters away or something, the radar just loses its shit and goes, nah, I'm not playing anymore, which kind of sucks. You need it to at least hold steady. But for a while there, it was giving an accurate signal about where to aim, I believe. I did get hits on it. Right, let's go look for a MiG-15. Let's cage the gyro again. 1950s electronic equipment. What's the capability of it? Turn down the power a bit. Where's a MiG? Something there. Power. We got 3 planes up there. There's scooting around. It looks like there's combat. Three planes. Perhaps 2 of them together and 1 of them separate. And I'm getting shot at from the ground, I think. There's 2 other players on here too, by the way, both flying Sabres. That's a MiG-15 right there. Let's put on the radar. He was down on the deck. Now he's vanished.
Sending you 1 round, Willie Peter.
One of ours. Well, there's a marker there. That's very interesting. Very Clown World-esque. Completely suitable for today's age. Cut the power a bit. Yeah, we got 2 jets behind us. I think they're both Sabres. It's a Sabre. I mean, it flies fine, but it cannot outturn a MiG-15. So you have to use different tactics. I'm not sure if you're supposed to cage the gyro when you're maneuvering to stop it from becoming deranged. Like, I don't know to what extent that matters. Might cage it right now just in case. But if only a MiG would show up. Clown, well, I'm not doing ground attack though. I don't know, I didn't see what they were, did you? Keep flying along the coast up here, something will show up.
This is Sugar 50. Sending you one round, Willie Peter.
Don't tell me there's no MiGs available, because they're very insistent on that task. They want you to participate in that task. All I want to do is fight a MiG gunsight, the radar gunsight, to test out how it works. In a best case scenario, when it's not outside of its limitations, I believe the radar gunsight is probably a aim bot for Sabre pilots that MiG pilots don't have. There's something over there. It's one plane, it's very far away, it's just a small dot. Let's go full power, let's catch it. Better not be another one of them yak trainers that's vulnerable. It's manoeuvring. I need a button on the keyboard or the joystick for adjusting the gun sight between caged and uncaged. There's two planes there. Interesting. Two planes. Let's maybe... Yeah, I need a button so I can cage, uncage. So I've uncaged manually. Two planes here. They're both manoeuvring. Both look like Sabres to me. That one's a Sabre. And that one's a MiG-15, alright. Brakes on. Swing it around. Full power, brakes in. Now that gun sight's working. Too close for the sight to work. Power off, brakes out. Brakes in, power on. The gun sight's uncaged, but it's stable. That missed. It was low. Small hit, but not very impressive. That should be hitting him, but it's not. I'm getting some practice here. Someone's got a hit on him. Radar's dropped out. Too far away, I think. I had to aim high. I put the dot on him and shoot, and it doesn't hit him. I had to aim at the top of his T-tail, and that got him in the fuselage. So the radar gun sight there was not perfect. If I just used the iron sights, I would have had him in the first whatever much quicker. There's more there. A cage for the merge. One up high and two low. That one has got a red dot on it. That means it's a MiG, and I think that one might be red dot as well. I am going Mark 0.9, so it's pretty freaking fast for manoeuvring and dogfighting. Best dogfighting speed is 0.7, Mark 0.7. If you're doing that speed, you can do any kind of manoeuvring that you want. Lost all the enemies, don't know where they are. Let's get lower. Full power. Let's do another loop. Got that one behind us on the right there. Two of them behind us. This is a bit ominous. Keep turning hard. Don't G-lock it. Two of them. Definitely two of them. Two MiGs. Chasing one. There's some flak there too. Getting shot at by one. With its bloody cannons, no less. Now we might be getting somewhere on this one. Let's uncage. Had to hit him on instinct there because I was too close. And okay, we've established for sure that if you get too close, the radar sight shits itself, and it's no use to you. So, wasn't much help there. Let's go for the second one. I must admit that was a pretty nice kill though, wasn't it? It worked out well. Bit of toing and froing to get there though. There we go. Oh, is it another two MiGs? Looks like it. Wonder how my speed is right now. Probably too high. There's one behind us. Trying to turn it with him. Let's keep climbing and turning since I've got so much energy, and then come down on him with the brakes on right now like this. There he is. Brakes off. I've got a Sabre shooting at him. Another player Sabre probably with the gear with the air brakes out. I'm out of ammo. Let's get out of here, I guess. Again, the gun sight was like the radar sight was no use really. I'm out of ammo. It's interesting. I think it has a good use if your enemy is in front of you, not turning very aggressively, and is at like 200 meters. If you can put your gun sight on it, your radar gun sight, and pull the trigger, you pretty much know that you'll hit him with a bit of practice. You still got to know exactly where to aim though on him, like, because I aimed on one of them and the bullets went low, so I lifted up a bit and I was aiming at the top of the T-tail and the bullets hit the fuselage. If the radar gun sight was more reasonably impressive, you would just aim, point and shoot and hit. And there's some flak shooting at me. I'm going to go and land somewhere and that'll conclude this stream. Just wanted to show you guys this practice with the radar gun sight in the F-86. I think it's called the A4 gun sight. A4 sight. Let's cage it. But yeah, at longer distances, it's really good, I think, for knowing where to shoot. Speed is again very high, Mach 0.9 something, 9.4, 9.2. I want to go above, it goes up to, the Mach number goes up to 1.5. Isn't that a bit optimistic? It goes from 0.5 to 1.5. What's the point of that if you can never exceed 1? Well, maybe you can exceed 1. I don't think so though. I mean, seriously, I've tried in this plane to go above 1, even in a frickin' dive, and no, it's not happening. Before I land, I'll try and go max speed. Currently heading 120, we need to be heading more 180. I love this plane. Classic 1950s plane. I mean, at this time, the other kind of planes that were available were planes like the de Havilland Vampire. My mum said that when she was a kid in Sydney, whenever she was a kid, must have been in the 50s and 60s, she'd look up from the backyard in Sydney and see vampires flying over de Havilland Vampire in the 50s. So, you know, this plane is from that ancient jet era where they had like the Sabre, and if you're talking British planes, you're talking like de Havilland Vampire, or maybe that Supermarine, whatever it was called. The Supermarine made a plane like this as well. I don't know what happened to it. Right, we're going to try full power. We're going to try a dive down onto the ground. Well, without hitting the ground, that is. There's your Sugar Pie Zero. Sending you 1 round of Wheel of Peter. So we're going to get that up to Mach 1.0 or more if possible. I'll fly straight and level for a bit to pick up the speed. We're at the stall at the moment. And I'll try and keep going towards the base, wherever that is. It's on the coast. That's where we are there. We just got to head south more on the coast. 1 round of Wheel of Peter. Speed's better now. We're at whatever, like 300 knots or maybe 400 knots. Not exactly sure because you got 2 gauges there. to burn out the engine just yet. So we're pretty bloody high now. So if you were going to do a speed attempt, like in a dive, that might work out. So it's going to be hard because I'm going to have to look at the speedo at the same time. At the same time as trying to pull out of the dive. We're going to try and get above Mach 1 and then we're going to land the plane. Alright, there's us there, and there's the base there, Corbeletti or something. Right, full power. We're already at Mach 0.9. That's pretty good. The speed of sound increases though when you get into the lower atmosphere, so you're racing against that. You can do the speed of sound higher up, that might be better. We're at Mach 0.9 right here, and I'll put it into some kind of a gradual descent as opposed to a full-on dive, and see if I can get higher and higher. We're almost at 1. Check that out, Mach 0.99. Mach 0.99. There's 1. Holy shit, we've just hit 1. Holy shit, we've just hit 1. We've just gone beyond 1. And look at the engine's flaming out. We briefly went above 1. I think I might have burnt out the engine just running it at high power for so long. I wasn't even in much of a dive, and we went beyond Mach 1, in my opinion. And now the engine's flamed. So let's land this bird. I'll get this. It's going to be hard to get the gear down if the engine stops. But luckily I've got the gear down and the flaps down, and I've got the brakes out. I can't get the brakes out. Obviously I was too late on the brakes, but luckily I got these other ones out before the engine completely conked out. So shit, we're so high up, we're at 16,000 feet. It's going to take a while to glide down, keeping the speed low. Bit of back trim. Stop that nose from falling. Try and put it into some kind of a spin so that I can keep it in a stalled condition, but so keep the speed low but get down quickly. I don't know if that's even possible. We can try 140 knots. As long as, yeah, good. As long as that speed doesn't pick up, we're staying at 140 knots. That's great. This is the good way to lose altitude without wrecking your flaps and your gear. You just got to be able to pull out in time, that's all. This is a nice easy spin as it turns out. But can I recover? That's the main thing. Let's try. Looks like I can't recover. I had to eject. So I could put it into a spin, but I couldn't get it out of one in landing configuration. That was a nice spin though, 140 knots consistently. Oh well, that's the end of the stream guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you.